Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to World of Warships for today's first impressions video with the Tier 10 British Research Bureau destroyer, the Druid. This is a gunboat destroyer that I've wanted for some time. No torpedoes, completely revolves around her main battery guns, which she has 4 127mm guns. I believe very similar to what's actually on the Minotaur, if I remember correctly. And so, in this video, I'm going to give you my first impressions. Spoiler alert, we make a mistake in this video. So, don't worry, it won't be right over when that happens, but we'll have another game, okay? And I'll talk about when the mistake comes. So, you only get armor piercing, no high explosive. You also, of course, you get your depth charges, DCP, and then you get the short burst smoke generator. Very typical among the British destroyers, where your action time is 10 seconds and cooldown time 70 seconds, but its duration is 40 seconds. So it's kind of meant as like short-term engagements, disengagements. That's the type of way in using it. Other thing is that she gets the hydroacoustic search, which is very nice having here on the Druid. I think it's actually, yeah, it's 3 kilometer hydroacoustic search, so it's like a short range hydro, not the same as like Vampire 2, which I featured last week. And then, of course, we also have access to the repair party, which is super helpful, but as long as you don't play dumb, then you're okay. All right, so here I thought I was being really smart. I was like, let's go to the flank, let's make sure there's no ships going to be pushing on the far flank. I'll skirt the cap. And then I will at some point possibly push the cap, right? And so here we get detected. You can see we have the Fearless Brawler skill, meaning we're detected, so we have a negative 10% main battery reload time. Pop the Hydro. I decide, okay, I'm going to go in and Shimakaze. So we go ahead and start opening them up. And we're still detected. I'm like, okay, understandable. 12.1 kilometer main battery gun range. We're going to avoid the Shima Torps because we got that short range Hydro. And then on the mini-map, G10, the enemy Napoli appears, and Napoli is really good at doing these flank type positions, so I mess up. I thought I used the smoke generator and pressing T here, so I'm just like chilling out in the open like forever, and it's just literally too late for me, because now that I've opened up my guns, smoke fire penalty as we dish out damage on the enemy Shimakaze, but it's just sadly not going to do well as we're going to go down here because we were outplayed. So we should have waited longer. We made a total mistake there, so just do be mindful of that. Despite dying first, we got 4th on our team, 4th from the bottom. So that's actually rather humorous. Now, for the main event, Two Brothers Domination, this was the second battle. So right after doing that, and just completely messing that up, I was like, okay, round 2. In my second round, this game goes well, and then the third game also goes well. Now this one's kind of interesting because it's literally a 10v10, so not as many ships to kill. All right, so let's see how this goes. So we spawned on the flank again. You can see we're radio located, and my goal now is probably, as I have my friendly destroyer over on my right, gonna push up towards this island. Okay, that's the goal. But with some pros on this ship, main battery has a high rate of fire with decent ballistic properties. Forward-facing gun configuration makes her a small target when hunting and charging enemy ships. Decent anti-aircraft suite offers protection against against aircraft attacks. Has access to repair party, right, and the short burst smoke generator, and for small smoke screens in quick successions. Cons: lacks a torpedo armament, no rear-facing gun mounts, somewhat high detectability range, even when fully specialized for concealment, which is what we are in this, giving us a 6.6 concealment. Short range Hydro, it's limited, mostly for defense, and does not have access to the main battery high explosive shells. So, stock concealment, this ship is 8.16. Then, let's say you took concealment on your 5th slot, then you're looking at 7.34. And then at some point, if you go for concealment expert and commander, 6.61. Okay, so I'm kind of back and forth if I want to keep it at 6.6 or I'd rather give up the conceal. So I'll talk a little bit maybe more about that once I've played the ship more and get a good feel for it. We've been detected again. Okay, this Shimakaze is putting out, it is a Shimakaze again. It's putting out a long smoke screen. So we had to find the window here. There's a Brisbane coming in. I'm actually not worried about it because I can Citadel Brisbane all day, as long as he shows me enough side for me to pin, right? So I'm not concerned about it. So I'm looking over, is Brisbane moving up? Is he not? We want to get some shots into the Shimakaze as he rides the border and moving up. I want to get the island between me and the Brisbane. We'll see if he decides to push. He decides to push right here in front of us. Immediately going to switch to him, and we're going to start raking in the citadels. So he's kind of caught on. That was dumb. I'm going to turn away. And our team is just focusing him down, and he's out. Okay. Now back to the Shimakaze, as he's still riding the border, making it a little difficult for us to more accurately land our main battery guns. We've already had and popped our repair party. So we do want to have that. Having a superintendent helps to take you beyond the 2 hills to 3 hills, right? So that's beneficial here. Now, I'm not going to lay off the brakes here. I'm going to keep pushing. The Shimakaze is not supported. I do not want to allow the Shimakaze to disengage. So we're going to use the smoke, push up. We still have our hydroacoustic search, so no concerns there. Yeah, so when he goes to drop his next torpedoes, which is probably going to be about reloaded on, we'll be set to go. So I want to use the smoke as much as possible to close the distance, and there he is. Fearless Brawler activated. You can see our main battery reload time is like, well, it's like 1.3? Something like that. And we fake out. I'm going to turn back out. And we're going to find a nice gap here between all the torps and picking up the kill. So now all the way up to 42,000 damage. With just under 10k health left. So we'll have another repair party coming up here in a few seconds. So we've taken out the cruiser. We've taken out the destroyer, which means now we have access to the battleships and aircraft carrier if he decides to maybe lurk around. So enemy team is folding very quickly. Jaeger's gone down. Hindenburg has gone down. Now, if you're a fan, and you always need to ask this question or answer this question, Flimsy, would you recommend the Druid? Well, I've only played 3 battles with the Druid so far. If you like something like Friesland or the Groningen, would recommend it. It's, you know, very focused, of course, on the main battery. That's what the ship's all about. So if you like torpedoing things, then I'm going to say off the bat, ship's probably not for you. But if you like kind of being a little bit of a bully, perhaps, with these these delightful 127mm guns, then I'd say, yeah, maybe she's for you. Now, interesting note here, Vermont's looking at the smoke screen. So I decided to big brain it, and I'm going to reverse out of the smoke screen, because I don't have to worry about being detected by anything else. So that's a little bit of a, I guess, pro tip. If you find yourself in a similar situation like that, just back out of the smoke. As if a battleship's going to blind fire you, that's probably what he's looking like to do here. So now smoke is gone, and you can see already 23 seconds, it'll be back up again. So it's really fast, quick succession, especially if you take November Foxtrot combat signal. It'll shorten the cooldown time a little bit more for you, which is really helpful in general. So we're just going to wait. We're going to sit here a little longer. We have the enemy Hakuryu coming in. We turn our AA off just in time. Really important, because you have a 5.8 kilometer AA. So we want to get that off in time, pop the smoke, and back into action. And just right after that, the Vermont goes down. So this is very much looking a car wash, or just a lopsided one-way battle, which is really unfortunate. But again, this is first impressions, right? So we see the enemy CV. So now our goal is to move closer to the enemy CV. Now, if you're asking about the 6 slot, I've taken the main battery mod 3 for that faster reload time. You know, there's also the ability to take something like the main battery AA expert, which extends your main battery firing range out further. I've not decided yet. Again, this is just first impressions. But if you like gunboat destroyers, you don't have to worry about torpedoes. You're just really focusing on the guns. It's more of a one-dimensional per se playstyle. Then I would recommend picking up Druid, as she's 56,000 research borough points. So if you're newer to the game, It's going to take you a while before you access, you know, 1, to the research bureau, and then 2, to grind in the research bureau to pick a ship up just like this. So battle's rapidly coming to an end as the Hakuryu goes down, and it's just a completely lopsided battle. And this was, I think I recorded this in December, and December is probably about the worst time to play World of Warships in terms of randoms, as you really get these lopsided matches and blowouts. That's the word, blowouts. So 74,000 damage, 7 citadels, 163 target hits with just that 1 destroyed on that enemy Shimakaze, and just 1 plane killed. I'm not so sure about the AA. I need to look at the rating overall compared to other tier 10 destroyers, but with how quickly that battle ended, we did manage to top the team with 1500 base XP. So yeah, felt a little bit bad for the team. They just really lopsided over quite rapidly there, but it happens. I've been on that receiving end too. Then you can see here a little more detailed report, and we took 22,000 damage. So I also recommend the India Delta combat signal with the repair party, so you get a little bit more health back, and then just under 500,000 credits all said and done. So I like being able to switch up to the different playstyles of different destroyers here in World of Warships, and Druid here is just really fun to play. Quite like playing it, and excited to see more of how this ship comes along as I play it more and get my head wrapped around it a bit more. So if you liked this video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you're doing something more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.